So we'll just wait a couple of minutes or a minute till 9:30. Okay, good morning everybody. Welcome to basic program meditation for today. We just started Joyous Effort with Geshe Saltram yesterday, so I'm going to do a meditation just on Geshe-la's teaching yesterday. So anyway, first of all, let's just get ourselves into a suitable position to meditate. Our body suitable, our mind suitable. Sitting up nice and straight, cross-legged or on a chair with your feet on the floor, hands in meditation mudra, shoulders level, head tilted slightly forward, tongue at the back of the top teeth, and just relaxing your body and mind, taking a deep breath and relaxing your body and your mind. We'll take a moment to meditate on watching the breath for a few minutes, letting go of any other thoughts, feelings, sensations or sounds, and just holding your mind, your attention on the breath. That's all we need to do, just hold our attention on the breath. So as soon as you notice that you've wandered to other objects, quickly and very kindly with yourself, bringing your awareness back to the breath. So now we can gather around us, all sentient beings. Our Father on our right, our Mother on our left, friends and family behind us, enemies in front, and filling the rest of the sphere of space before you with all the strangers. Every single living being. And developing a heartfelt connection with every living being. Thinking they're just like me, they just want happiness and they don't want suffering. It's all they ever want, just happiness and not suffering. So we can think that we're engaging in this meditation for their benefit. We're engaging in this meditation to develop our mind in the stages of the path, in particular, the stages of the path taught by Shantideva on the Bodhisattva's way of life. And ultimately, holding the aspiration for ourselves to attain the state of enlightenment, but only wishing to attain that in order to benefit every living being. So we can think that we've been studying the Bodhisattva's way of life throughout this year. And we've had quite a many amazing, wonderful teachings from Geshe Punsok Sutram. And just outlining where we've come, where we've moved from and where we've moved to. So we started with looking at the benefits of the mind of enlightenment. And then the next chapter, confessing negativities, which encompasses looking at offerings, refuge, and purification. And of course, in order to generate realizations on the path, we need to engage in purifying those negativities, heartfelt purification of all our negative actions that we've created in this and all previous lives. And then moving on to the third chapter, upholding the mind of enlightenment. And that involves embracing bodhicitta after having purified our mind. And then conscientiousness. Branches that prevent the deterioration of bodhicitta and its associated conduct. And then introspection, watching our mind, being alert to what we're doing with our body, speech and mind, so that we can make action to bring it back to a virtuous state. Teaching how to train in ethics and methods for purely guarding all virtuous dharmas. And then relying on patience. It's a very big chapter for us, of course. And probably we don't have any manifest anger. But knowing how easy it is for anger to arise and knowing how to deal with that. And in particular, learning how to deal with the inner enemy, all these afflictions. And why is this the most important to deal with? Because external objects, including living beings, can't send us to the lower realms, but our own afflictions can. So guarding against allowing those to arise in our mind stream. And now how to train in the 4 remaining perfections. Joyous effort, concentration, and wisdom. So those 4, the 4 include patience. And the last chapter, of course, dedication. So joyous effort, we've come to joyous effort. It's a very important mental factor to generate in our continuum, to make very bold. And we can start by rejoicing in our amazing life that we have and the amazing circumstances that we have. First of all, we have a human rebirth, and most probably a precious human rebirth. A human rebirth that's suitable to practice Dharma, has all the qualities to practice Dharma. And how amazing that is. How absolutely amazing. Just rejoice in that for a moment, just the precious human rebirth. We have suitable conditions to practice Dharma. We have amazing teachers. Our teacher here, Geshe Punsok Sutram, for my mind, has delivered the most amazing teachings on the Bodhisattva's way of life. I so rejoice in that. And of course, the lineage that comes from his teacher, all the way back to Shakyamuni Buddha, all the way to Shantideva, all the way back to Shakyamuni Buddha. So that complete lineage is there. And of course, the amazing ability for us to receive teachings from Kabje Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and also the FPMT, the other founder, Lama Yeshe. Such amazing teachings to benefit our mind. So rejoicing in that, how amazing it is, how precious, how wonderful. And just going back to the precious human life that we have, and to have received this precious human life, we had to assemble all the conditions necessary for that to arise. That of having practiced pure ethical discipline in a previous life, of having practiced the other 6 perfections, all the 6 perfections, generosity, and the other 6 perfections, and have made stainless aspirational prayers at the time of death. And to assemble these conditions these causes. It's very difficult. And reflecting on the analogy of the tortoise, the turtle, putting its head through a ring floating on the ocean. That's how rare it is. How wonderful that we have this life. So we also have this amazing centre, Chenrezig Institute, which Lama Yeshe and Lama Zopa Rinpoche founded, and the students at the time that donated the land. And then all the people, the causes and conditions that come together to make this centre so amazing, to deliver the basic program teachings to us and other introductory teachings. How amazing it is, how precious. And to really get a grasp of how amazing these teachings are, not these teachings, sorry, these conditions are, we just have to look around the world, see the difficulties that people experience in their lives. Some are living in war, having their accommodations, their infrastructure ripped apart. There is no time to practice Dharma. There is no time to use a human rebirth in a precious way. There are people who are starving, living in famine, and how difficult that would be. So how amazing it is that we have had the karma to assemble these conditions, rejoicing over and over. How wonderful, how precious. And to rejoice is so easy for us. Rejoicing is one of the easiest ways to generate merit, Lama Zopa Rinpoche says. So we can rejoice in this life that we have. We can rejoice in the precious human lives of others, other Dharma practitioners around us. We can rejoice in the lives, the deeds of Bodhisattvas, of all Dharma practitioners on the paths. And we can rejoice in the lives of our gurus, our teachers. And we can rejoice in the life of Shakyamuni Buddha, from whom these teachings emanated 2,500 years ago. So I'm just going to read some words from the Lamrim Chenmo, from Lama Tsongkhapa. So what is joyous perseverance? When you have focused upon something virtuous, joyous perseverance is enthusiasm for it. So delighting in virtue. The Bodhisattva levels explains it as a flawless state of mind that is enthusiastic about accumulating virtue and working for the welfare of living beings, together with the physical, verbal, and mental activity such a state of mind motivates. Also just thinking as an aside that joyous perseverance, it helps to increase the collection of both merit and wisdom. So as to its benefits, the exhortation to wholehearted resolve says, always rely upon noble, joyous perseverance, which clears away all suffering and darkness, and which is the basis of freedom from miserable realms, and which is praised by all the Buddhas. One who joyously perseveres has no difficulty accomplishing any project, whether mundane or supramundane. Who among the learned is disheartened by joyous perseverance? Those who set forth for the Buddha's enlightenment perceive the faults of lethargy and sleepiness, and then continually persevere with enthusiasm. And the ornament for the Mahayana Sutras states, joyous perseverance is supreme among virtues. Based on it, you subsequently attain the rest. Through it, you immediately gain a supreme state of joy, as well as the mundane and supramundane attainments. With joyous perseverance, you attain the pleasures desired in life, become possessed of utter purity, are liberated, transcending the view, the perishing aggregates, and reach Buddhahood, the supreme enlightenment. One who has joyous perseverance is not brought down by prosperity, afflictions, discouragement, or petty attainments. Because joyous perseverance alone, nothing else, is the principal and highest cause for the correct attainment of a Bodhisattva's virtuous qualities. The Tathagatas have pointed it out, declaring, joyous perseverance is what brings about the attainment of unsurpassed, perfect enlightenment. So to actualize the paths and continue on with Shantideva's advice, Shantideva implores us in the need to undertake enthusiasm. And the first verse of the Joyous Effort chapter says, with patience I should undertake joyous effort. Enlightenment will dwell in those who strive. Just as there is no movement without wind, so merit does not occur without joyous effort. And then the second verse, identifying enthusiasm. What is enthusiasm? It is enthusiasm about virtue. Its discordant classes should be explained. They are laziness, adherence to what is negative, and despising oneself out of despondency. And Geshe-la talked about these yesterday. So we need to recognize laziness, and we need to actively work to overcome that. So to think that we have this amazing, precious human rebirth with which we can attain all qualities of liberation and enlightenment, we need to put the precious human rebirth to good use. We need to take the essence of it. So in taking the essence of it, we engage in virtue and we turn away from non-virtue. And using enthusiasm to watch our mind and to identify the virtues and identify the non-virtues, and making effort to strive at the virtues and to totally turn away from the non-virtues. So engaging in the white actions and turning away from the black actions. So now making a motivation to use our precious human life and to use joyous effort to generate merit, but also to use our life in a positive way, and using that in the most positive way for every single living being. So giving rise to that bodhicitta that has the intention to free all these beings around us from suffering and lead them to enlightenment. And of course, remembering to not leave anyone out, to especially work for the benefit of our enemies. So may all living beings quickly attain the state of enlightenment, and may I lead them to that state by myself alone. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jason. There's a few people here. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Excellent. Bits and pieces it was, but yeah. Things to think about. All right. Okay, thanks everyone. I'm going to turn you off now. Thanks, Justin. I can never work this computer.